Welcome back. I got another episode of 666 Seconds of Murder for you, and you guys know what's up. That means each one of these videos should be less than 666 seconds or 11 minutes and 6 seconds. Nice and simple, but I'm going to be going through this information quick, so hang on tight. Today, though, I'm wearing another band shirt. Go figure. This one's blue, though, not black, amazingly. And it's the band Insight. Insight, a great thrash band from with a little hardcore edge from Phoenix, Arizona. So digging those guys. Do me a favor, just take a moment, like the video. Also, if you're not a subscriber, please think about doing that before you leave today. We're approaching 13,000 subs, so appreciate everybody that does that. And, comment below. That doesn't cost anything, and that helps the video get out there to more people. So appreciate that as well. It's important to remember that with this video and all the videos I do, nobody's been found guilty. I'm just giving my opinion and speculation. Everything I say is alleged. Now, I'm sure most of you following the case of the Idaho 4 have heard about the latest and greatest from Dylan Mortensen. Unbelievable that she has given so many versions of what went on in the small hours of November 13th, 2022. Just unbelievable. Now, first, it was the frozen shock phase that we read about in the PCA, which of course we all know was complete BS. Then the text messages that were unsealed proved what most of us thought, that her and Bethany were up, they were engaged in conversation on their phones, social media, you name it, before, during, and after the crimes. Unbelievable. Dylan was even editing pictures. God only knows what she was doing with the pictures. So then the 911 call is unsealed. And in that, you can hear Hunter Johnson entering Xana's room after finally getting the door open. The million-dollar question to most of us who heard it was, why did they call 911 if they hadn't yet entered the bedroom? So that doesn't make much sense. I believe Dylan and the others walked around that house to see what actually happened, opening doors, going in bedrooms, probably taking some selfies with the bodies and all sorts of sick stuff. I can only imagine. That's why they cleaned up, to hide their footprints in the blood that led to Dylan's room. So they're all up there walking around. Even if it was just one person, it would be messy, let alone a group. Okay, so they're cleaning up their footprints to cover their bases so that wasn't there. But as we know, they missed that one pesky Van shoe impression outside Dylan's bedroom door, and my bet is it was hers. Okay. Now, since this issue with the door is raised, miraculously, the court drops a doc on us that explains further what Dylan saw on her dash for Bethany's bedroom. Now she says she saw Xana on the floor of her own room with her head facing the wall and her feet facing the door. And that she assumed she was drunk and passed out. So there you go. Now the door was open in that bedroom, according to her, because she could see inside. But like with most stuff that comes out in this case, it opens up even more questions. The Pandora's box. Were the attackers still in the house at the time that she saw her laying on the floor? Where was Ethan? I mean, he's a big guy. I can't imagine he'd be easy to miss. Was he still alive? Could she have saved lives if Dylan could have saved lives if she'd have just called 911? I mean, it's certainly possible. Certainly possible. Now, I remember hearing early on that Ethan was found on the floor with his back to the bedroom door, which is why it was hard for the girls to open it, allegedly. And if you remember those early drip drop videos, he had really zeroed in on that ladder that was outside the house that could have easily been set up to get somebody on and off that little porch roof to get up into Xana's bedroom or out of Xana's bedroom. So I don't think that's out of play here, honestly, as a way of at least some of them getting out. It's very possible because the ladder was still there right up till the demolition, as far as I could tell. And if that's true, then all the more reasonable to figure you would have seen Ethan entering the room en route to Xana. I mean, it's a small room. It's a 10 by 10 room. So anybody going in that room to assess what's going on with Xana would have surely seen Ethan. And definitely would have known he was there if you were pushing against the door and something was blocking it. And you're pushing it and you're probably looking to see what in the hell's behind this door. And gee, there's Ethan. I mean, my God. But if that's the case, it also doesn't explain the amount of blood necessary to pool up and drain out onto the foundation wall. Because in this scenario, neither of them would be on the wall where that happened. So do we even know if that stuff on the foundation was blood? It could have been chocolate syrup for all we know. It needed to be tested. Whether it was or not, I have no idea. Now, if Ethan was found against the closed door, then what Dylan claimed she saw was the crime in progress. I mean, she should have been able to save them maybe with the call to 911 if she would have made it right then, or at least given them both a fighting chance. Depending on what you think about the order of that the victims were attacked, a 911 call at that time might have saved even Kaylee and Maddie. Well, no one would be talking about the Idaho 1 or the Idaho 2. While it would still be very sad, of course, not big news in this country, unfortunately. Now, the way that it, is playing out, to me, I just keep getting more and more questions when it comes to Dylan and what was, what's the latest, that a version of what she says that she saw. The way the news has been coming in and reacting to things in real time, it makes you almost wonder how much of our dialogue out here is affecting what we're reading in these court docs, because YouTube and the other platforms that are really pushing this stuff hard. I mean, are they actually out there listening to what we've been saying? I mean, I've heard a lot of people make that call, and it's certainly possible, allegedly, of course. Now, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this. So drop a comment below. It helps get the video out there to more people. Respond to some of the comments. That's even better. Back and forth with you guys even helps more, and that's free. Don't miss my next live. That's going to be Sunday, May 4th at 4 p.m. Central. I'll be talking Idaho 4 with you guys. I want to see you there, so hopefully I do. And if you like reading dark and creepy stuff, check out my website, petealtieri.com. I've got, my books on there, free samples, and a very secure bookstore you can purchase from. Big thanks to all the members of the Horns High Club. Your support is incredible. I appreciate all of you. Without you guys, this wouldn't even be possible. And thanks to all of you that watch my videos. You guys make it very, very worthwhile doing this, and I enjoy it very much, and I hope you do too. Please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe before you go, and comment away, and I'll see you next time.